Peace, this is Itai, and I'm representing men and women all rising intelligently, teaching the teachings of the teachings. Welcome to this particular episode, and I want to talk a bit about something I was thinking about earlier regarding the youth. And there was an author in particular that came to mind. See, because I was just hanging out, passing through the neighborhood, and I saw, youngsters drinking their day away and, just kind of wasting time. And I thought to myself that there's just so much that these young people can do with their time. Being young, there's just so much you can use your energy for. But most of the time we see the youngsters using their energy to do foolish things, either they're drinking or they're looking for a lady to have sex with, because they got so much energy and they don't know what to do with it because, their governments have not been able to control their minds or at least streamline their minds toward development, toward bettering their lives and stuff like that. The particular author that I was thinking about today spoke on something that has to do with, certain groups of people within an older generation being able to access the occult powers or the secret power of the youth, and they use that power to benefit themselves and make themselves powerful whilst the youth are suffering, in the ghettos and the slums and, drinking their lives away outside bars and bottle stores in such places that, the young people should not really be using at such a frequency. Young people should be working. Young people should be working in areas of development, bettering their lives and, because the youth are the imagination of society. They're the ones with the ideas, or at least they're the ones that are supposed to have those ideas. But unfortunately, you've got people who are able to drain the power of the youth without the youth actually realizing what is being done to them. So this is a type of witchcraft that this author that I'm talking about really was onto, and he spoke about an older generation accessing the secret power of the youth, accessing the power that the youth don't realize they possess, and using that power to increase their own power within society, whether they are in positions of power in business or government. Really, they are draining the power of the youth, in secret ways that we are going to be discussing on this channel as we move forward, because we need to discuss these things so that we become the solution, so that, when the youth look at this, they understand what is being done to them behind their back. What they don't know is being done to them, how drugs are being thrown in their society. And, they take these drugs and they waste their lives drinking alcohol, and they're exposed to sexual images so that they become sexually aroused and go out there and waste their energy, on sex and all these things. In the meantime, they are busy lining the pockets of these people that are manipulating their lives behind the scenes and making sure that they're creating all these situations and circumstances that really become a trap for the youth. So the youth are out there at these bottle stores, they're out there buying drugs, they're out there, having unnecessary sex, instead of using that energy in areas of development and developing their own lives and developing the lives of their communities and people within their communities. Yeah. So I thought about that, and I was like, the problem is ignorance. The people not being aware of what is being done to them and how it's being done. So they don't realize that somebody's pulling the strings, that they're just like puppets. And somebody determines what time they get to the bottle store. Somebody determines what they think about at night. Somebody determines what they drink. Somebody determines the drugs that they take, because they're out of control. They have no control of their own minds. See, they say, well, the governments have failed us and so on. So if the government has failed you, you need to get control of your own mind, because government simply means mind control. That's all government means, mind control, which means that if somebody else was controlling your mind and they're not controlling it properly and you're dissatisfied with how they're controlling your mind, then, well, you should take control of your mind. That should be your cue to take control of your mind. And that's a special thing. So it's a good thing that, people recognize. Let me just put the light up. It's a good thing that people recognize the failures of those that they have entrusted with their minds, to control their minds. You say, hey, we want a good government, meaning you want somebody who can control your mind, to control your mind in a way that benefits you. That's what they want, right? This is why people go for elections, because they want to vote somebody in who's going to control their minds in a way that benefits the society. This is what society wants. Hey, we want to put somebody in government who can control our minds so that we become productive citizens. Imagine that. This is basically what it is. We got to control our own mind. Have control of your own home. Have control of your own house. Have control of yourself. And build on that. Build from that. Streamline your thoughts towards development, towards becoming greater. Streamline your thoughts, because it's your mind that controls reality, your reality. When you encounter people, you should leave them thinking differently, because you have that force within you that if you can use properly and with mastery, you can become great. And this is what we talk about on this channel as men and women who are all rising intelligently. This is the kind of thing that we talk, because we want to be leaders. We want to be greater. We want to be masters in what we do. And when I talk about being leaders, I'm talking about being your own leader, leading yourself within your own life. I'm not saying you're not going to have people that you look up to. That's going to happen. That's important. We all have someone that we look up to, or someone that we respect, but you can't look up to somebody else forever. You've got to find that hero within yourself. You've got to find that person within yourself, your higher self, something greater within you that tells you how to move, or that gives you direction. And that's the Most High. You got to get in touch with the Lord, the Most High. This is what we encourage. This is what true intelligence is, understanding that there is a greater power beyond all of us that allows us to be who we are today for a greater purpose, and for the purpose of that greater and higher power, which is the Lord. But you have to gain control of your mind for you to understand, the greater reality. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of talk about that, really talking about how the youth can streamline their thoughts and, towards development, towards evolution, towards becoming greater and better people. You don't need somebody to control you. You could do it. You could control your own mind. You can be in control of your own thoughts and yourself and how you move. And you can move yourself toward the greater self, toward the greater you, toward a higher, greater version of yourself, toward your visions and your aspirations and your dreams and all these types of things. You can move yourself towards those things because you know the path. You just have to focus on walking that path and not have somebody else use your power, somebody else manipulate you towards what they want you to do. Don't be used as a puppet, as a lot of the youth are being used all over the world, in Africa especially. This is happening. So I just had that thought, and I wanted to put that out there just to, get you to think about where you stand and whether you're in control of your mind. And if you want to be in control of your mind, and if being in control of your own mind is something that you really want to do, then you're on the right channel. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. Again, this is Itai, and I'm representing Wari, or men and women all rising intelligently, teaching the teachings of the teachings. Peace.